Funding provided by...
Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are committed to building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
Two blue bloods in Iowa high school football get together on an unusually warm afternoon from Cedar Falls as we welcome you to the Unidome, the campus, the University of Northern Iowa. Iowa City Regina in search of their 9th title, ready to take on the state champs from a year ago, West Lyon. Down a class from 2A, they look to repeat in Class 1A. And a pleasant good afternoon. Sean Kinney alongside longtime coach Kevin Bowman. So great to have you with us. Coach, you look at this matchup, it truly is two blue bloods, really, in the whole scheme of things for Iowa high school football.
You bet. Traditional powerhouses, #1 ranked West Lyon. It's no stranger to the title game. And you know what? They have 6 state titles coming in tonight, and all under the direction of Coach Jay Rosaboom. And then on the other side of the field, you have Regina, who's had just a tremendous run. And I'm telling you, they have 8 state titles coming in this game also. Both teams have great traditions, and we should have a barn burner today.
Take a look at the impact players this afternoon. Savion Miller, what a year he has had. Regina can beat you in a number of different ways, coming off a huge semifinal performance where he rushed for over 160 yards and a touchdown. And then Easton DeYoung, he is the orchestrator of the offense for Jay Rosaboom and perennial power West Lyon. Let's get to the keys of the game today, Coach. Let's start with Iowa City Regina.
Well, Regina needs to start fast, so there's no doubt about that. And get on the board and establish their run game and be able to throw the ball in the air also. But the big thing I've seen is they need to limit penalties. In their tournament run here in the postseason, they've had a lot of flags. And we know once you get into the playoffs, into these championship games, you have to limit the penalties. For West Lyon, they need that balance attack, run and pass, 50-50 as much as possible, and then dominate the line of scrimmage. Offensive linemen, 220, 255, 225, 265, and 290. There's a lot of girth.
Iowa City Regina won the toss. They elected to receive. They want the football first. Savion Miller, one of the top backs in the state of Iowa, awaiting the kick as we get ready. Class 1A state championship underway from Cedar Falls. On the return, out past the 10, up to the 15, crossing the 20 to the 22-yard line. And that is where we will see the Regina Catholic offense go to work, led by Kyle Tracy. Tracy, the 5'11", 180-pound senior. 2-year starter at quarterback, and he has weapons, including number 2, Savion Miller. Miller has been an impact player all year long. Both he and Tate Wallace, both juniors, and both getting a lot of Division I attention. The offensive line, number of first-year starters blended with a couple of 2-year starters, and they will go to the air and they will get Miller involved in the passing game. Good pursuit by West Lyon as they drag Miller out of bounds up ahead to the 25.
They start trips formation and swing route out to the running back to the trip side. Well defended, which leads to a second down. And my scenario here is that you're going to see Regina chuck this ball as much as possible to get this thing going.
It is a hard-hitting defense for West Lyon that has generated 20 turnovers throughout the course of the year. Cooper Schoening, a player they really like. Second down, patient run, but nothing really opens up over the A-gap. And Regina faced with an early third down.
And in the semifinal game, Savion Miller had a slow start in the first half and then really kicked it into another gear in the second half. maybe that's just kind of the thing that happens with Regina. They're not fast starters, but you want to be on the board first.
First third down opportunity. They put a receiver right. It's Carter Slager. They have a receiver at the bottom. Pistol set. They will give it to Miller, and he is bottled up. Hit initially on the play by Ben Meyer, one of the team leaders, the third leading tackler of this defense. And Regina trying to play a little power football, but the boys from Northwest Iowa said, nuh-uh, not on this drive.
And Ben Meyer has been very active. Semifinal game, he had 8 tackles. 3 tackles were for a loss, and he also had a sack. He's been playing extremely well.
Wildcats to get the football for the first time. Emmett Burke on the punt. They set up the return, line drive, returnable kick. But look at the special teams coverage flying downfield. That was Edwin Gangba. First one downfield following the punt of 36 yards.
And we're going to see Gangba quite a bit defensively. He had an interception last week, 6 tackles, 42 tackles on the season. Excellent defensive back with great speed. I know he's a track man. Nothing really changes despite different years for Jay Roseboom. He has this thing working flawlessly. The offense headlined by Easton DeYoung. It is a physical football team that wants to pound it right down your throat. That has been their MO for years in Northwest Iowa. Yes, Coach Roseboom isn't going to change much. You're going to see them go under center here eventually and really try to pound it. And with that offensive line, there's no doubt that that's what they're going to be doing. But they're trying to set something up, and you are really kind of cautious on this opening drive. You see that? Early flag on Regina, so this will take it to the 41, 1st and 5. For Easton DeYoung, 6'3" junior, 175-pounder. He's going to throw. Little out pattern. It is caught. River Kramer with the catch. Pushed out of bounds at the 48. It's a gain of 7 and a first down. And this is what you like about Easton DeYoung. 3 steps, boom, the ball is out right away. It's an out route, 5 yards, and the ball is delivered right on spot. That's just great football. This is the Regina defense. Will Litton, a good one inside, 33 tackles this year. Balanced attack, a couple of inside linebackers that like to fly to the football. First down and 10 from the 48. Bouncing it to the outside and with some room to go, Evan Hildring. Hildring in a foot race, finally pushed out. Touchdown saving tackle by Drew Grief. Nothing new there. Evan Hildring will get the rock, and he's going to get it quite often. Remember, in the semis, he had 17 carries for 173 yards with 2 touchdowns. 24 yards on his first touch of the afternoon. Hildring coming off a 1,000-yard season. He is the state's leading rusher, and as you talked about, Coach, coming off a 174-yard game in the semis. Showing some patience on his end as he scoots it to the outside, upended by Honore. Good pickup and a good surge on first down. Good opening drive for West Lyon. They continue to do the little things, and they do them very well. Well coached, good fundamentals. West Lyon and their road to the state championship. Blowout wins over East Sac County, Lawton Bronson, Underwood, and then a 21-7 victory over South Hardin last week in the semis. Quarterback power. Look at the vision there by DeYoung. And a first down as the Wildcats make their way into the red zone for the first time. And DeYoung follows his guard here and just leads up through the hole, and that's a power play. And if Regina can't stop that, it's going to be a long afternoon for them. That was big number 76, Micah Van Beek, who played center a year ago. They moved him to right guard with the emergence of Cole Cook, the first-year starter at center. This time, Regina has penetration, and there is nowhere to go. A tackle for loss back to the 17. Down linemen, defensive linemen getting some penetration here, attacking, making themselves thin and getting that penetration and doing a nice job of wrapping up for a loss.
Strong opening drive for West Lyon after they forced a 3-and-out by Regina. They have taken it inside the red zone. This drive started back at the 36. Second down and 12. Rolling right, cut off. Now lobbing. Couple of receivers out there. And a juggling attempt falls just short, incomplete. Kramer nearly pulled off an incredible catch in the back of the end zone.
I love the fact that DeYoung had time to throw this ball, and he put it in a spot where only Kramer could catch it. That is great high school football play right there.
This is a team that scores touchdowns. They don't kick field goals, so we'll see if this is 4-down territory to pick up the necessary yards. 3rd down and 12 as this crowd comes to their feet. 5-man front, they hand it off. Hole opens up over the right side, and now 4th and a little more than a yard. Hildring with power football.
Well, setting up 4th and short. We know one thing. West Lyon will go behind those big boys, or this is a chance to run a bootleg play and surprise everyone. But I like the fact that that balance on the offensive line with the good size and the ability to come off the ball.
Kramer split to the top of the screen. Out of the shotgun, 4th down and 2. Up the middle they go, and a 1st down. Keeping the legs moving, stretching closer to the goal line. Evan Hildring, and this is West Lyon football in their playbook for multiple decades under Roseboom.
Oh, Hildring is just such a beast. He gets inside there and keeps the legs going and reaches for the goal line, just short. But I once again, I get so impressed with the play of the offensive line for West Lyon.
They go 12 personnel, couple of tight ends. He will run, he will stretch, and he will get in. Touchdown, Evan Hildring, and West Lyon fires the opening salvo.
They know what it takes to get into the end zone. This time you're running behind the right guard, number 76, Micah Van Beek, and the right tackle, Bryce Cook. 2 outstanding players, and Cook is a 4-year starter on the offensive line.
Point after is up and through, and West Lyon on their first touch of the afternoon. An impressive drive. 9 plays, 64 yards for Jay Roseboom. 3.5 minutes off the game clock, and it's 7-0 for the 2A state champions from a year ago. .6:23 to go in this opening quarter. West Lyon with the lead, 7-0. 34 years on the sideline for Jay Roseboom, over 330 career wins. He has been the head coach at West Lyon since 1992. Had a lot of fun chatting with him a couple of days ago, and one of the questions Paul Yeager asked him was, what's up with the camo pants, the camo look underneath? He said they were given to him by his son as a Christmas gift. His son serving as the defensive coordinator on the team, and he kind of liked it. He says we're always hunting down the opponents, and they were hunting them down in that first series, and they are hunting down on special teams. Nowhere to bounce it wide, and Regina will get their second touch in this first quarter.
Excellent coverage downfield for West Lyon. Doing a good job with the fundamentals. Once again, you can see their experience. It's been a few years for Iowa City Regina since they've been in the finals. So a lot of guys who are getting their feet wet in a championship game.
Dustin Ellsbury, second year. What a job he's done. Byron, Illinois native, trying to bring back the legacy and the heritage of Regina football. The Regals, one of the premier programs not that long ago. looking for their 9th state title here in 2025. Tracy is going to throw for the first time, has all sorts of time, and he will take off and run. Tracy wheels it to the outside where he is pushed out of bounds at the 40, 15 yards for Kyle Tracy.
Smart decision by Kyle Tracy. He's looking back here. No one's open. He goes to his left and heads upfield for a nice gain, setting up first down.
He's a dual threat quarterback near the top of Class 1A in total touchdowns, 41 this year. He can beat you both with the arm and with his legs. He's rushed for over 550 yards, so he knows what to do with it. First down, they swing it out to the flat. Miller makes the catch. Savion Miller, and a good open field tackle by Jacob Snyders.
Jacob Snyder's playing the cash position, more like a linebacker for West Lyon. On the season, he has 38 tackles, just a junior, 6'2", 195 pounds. Excellent open field tackle.
Talked about a couple of Division I recruits on the offensive side of the football. Number 2, Savion Miller, and number 0, Tate Wallace, the H-back. They fake the jet sweep. Here they come. They try to set up that middle screen. Ball being danced around, and it lands incomplete. West Lyon sniffed it out beautifully as the linebacker, Cooper Schoening, stayed at home.
West Lyon brought some linebackers and had a couple defensive linemen drop back in that scenario and did a nice job getting their hands up in the air and deflecting the ball.
Well, that's a heck of a play by the senior Schoening. Assignment football, reading the screen and then wreaking havoc once the ball was airborne. 3rd down and 6. They need to get it to midfield. Tracy looking left all the way. Duress, he'll take off, and he will pick up the first down. Kyle Tracy scrambling his way to midfield.
Once again, Kyle Tracy, 89 carries, 557 yards. He's averaging 6.3 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns. A dual threat. Linebackers are going to have to key on him.
These receivers, at least early on, having a tough time getting open. Secondary doing a good job for West Lyon. Tracy will slow it down. He will look over toward the far sideline. Ed Hinkle, a familiar name to fans across the state. He's the offensive coordinator. Again, nowhere to go, and now he's sacked. Ball popped free, but Tracy got back on it. Sacked on the play by Jack Carolyn. That's a secondary sack for West Lyon.
Yeah, West Lyon's playing man-to-man in this scenario and able to run with the Regina Regals wide receivers all the way across the field.
Look at all that time he had to throw, but there was just nobody open. 22nd sack this year for West Lyon. It's top 5 in Class 1A. Second, and a trip back to Iowa City for Kyle Tracy. Looking right, floats, too tall, incomplete. Slager, the intended target. Sam Underberg with the coverage.
That time Kyle Tracy had a little bit of pressure in his face. He wasn't able to step into his throw and delivers high.
Third down, 22. They drop 7 into coverage. Here comes the pressure, and he's sacked back at the 26 by Ben Meyer.
Ben Meyer doing what he does best. 46 tackles coming into the year, 12 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. He is on a streak right now. You need to find a way to block number 34, the senior, 6'3", 240 pounds.
He's going to play college football next year for Sioux Falls. He has committed, the 240-pound senior, and a defense that builds its base around creating havoc, able to get to Tracy on a couple of occasions. Fair catch signaled for following the 31-yard punt. and a strong start in the dome for West Lyon.
And the ball back and in great field position. Everything is adding up for Coach Roseboom. I'm assuming that he's going to try and pound this again, take advantage of the fact that his offensive line has been dominating the first quarter so far.
Let's see what adjustments defensively Regina makes. Second offensive series for the Wildcats. They have penetration. They still haven't brought down Hildreen, and now they do. Tackle for loss back at the 35. Honore was one of the first players to blow it up.
Yeah, West Lyon pulled the left guard and the left tackle in that scenario going to the right, and yet the quarterback gave the ball to Hildreen going to the left side of the field, which I think there's some kind of cross-up.
Loss of 6 on first down. Trips right for Easton DeYoung. Second down. Now they try to set up a screen. Hildreen makes the catch, has some work to do, and he's tracked down by Tate Wallace. Good pursuit by Wallace. So he brought him down close to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Wallace did a fabulous job at tracking that down. He was on the other side of the field and comes barreling down, taking a great angle of pursuit and catching him.
Regina hoping for something positive in what's been a tough opening quarter. Can they get a stop here? 3rd down and a short 10. Play fake over the middle. It's caught. The H-back, but shy of the first down. Hit hard at the 49-yard line. Honore, who's been all over the field, another tackle. Ben Meyer, his 9th reception of the season. And does Jay Roseboom keep the offense out there, or does he play field position early?
Now, this is a big call at this point of the game. Meyer has not had that many receptions in the season. He's only had 8 receptions coming into this game. He already has 2. Look for him to be the matchup that they favor.
Roseboom says, let's play power football. Play clock winding down. 4th down, and it's a keeper. DeYoung stretching ahead, and I think 2nd and 3rd effort got him the first down. Regina had it stretched out, but DeYoung at the last second put the leather across the line.
Oh yeah, he was wrapped around by his legs, and he was able to squirm out of that and reach for the first down. Total effort, Easton DeYoung.
Ron Eckhoff had him lassoed up, but he just couldn't quite keep him from getting to where DeYoung wanted to go. They keep the drive alive. DeYoung the throw, floats, receiver out there, it's caught. Selesky with the grab, pushed out of bounds at the 21, 27 yards to the top target, Jared Selesky.
Oh, Selesky runs a corner route, and it's right between the corner and the safety. Wide open, catches it, big yard, strong hands for Selesky. What a great drive once again by West Lyon. They have everything going on offense.
DeYoung has completed his 4 passes in this opening quarter, 4 of 5 now for 48 yards. Good balance. Hildreen sneaking through a little crevice on what will be the final play of this first quarter. West Lyon in a new class this year, down to 1A in a loaded field, playing smash mouth football. A touchdown run by Hildreen. This defense, a couple of early stops. West Lyon up 7.
Paul Yeager here on a short break to speak with Jim Plegge. He's president and CEO of Bank Iowa in West Des Moines. So, Jim, tell me why Iowa Bankers supports Iowa PBS as well as boys athletics here in the state of Iowa.
Yes, Paul. The Student Athlete Achievement Awards are significant to Iowa student athletes and their communities because they not only recognize athletic excellence, but also academic achievement, leadership, and character. Through the program's 30-year history, the IBA has awarded more than $360,000 in scholarships to student athletes in football, basketball, and wrestling. These scholarships are a win for all of us because after graduation, we hope these students will work right here in Iowa.
And that support of those scholarships is incredible, right?
It is indeed. So much like the IBA supports the Iowa banks, we are committed to supporting students by investing in their education and financial future, which helps to build stronger communities. It reflects our commitment to community growth and long-term success across the state.
All right, Jim, thank you. All right, let's get back to the game.
Toss. Make some noise. You can snag a T-shirt courtesy of Iowa Corn. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more about supporting your local corn farmer. And remember, corn grows Iowa. Every year at the Athletic Association Championships, the Iowa Bankers Association honors student athletes who excel on the court and on the field, in the classroom and in their communities, with a Student Athlete Achievement Award that's worth $1,000 as a college scholarship. The 2025 winner of the Class 1A scholarship is Jared Selesky from West Lyon High School. Rob Eisland from Security Savings Bank in Larchwood is here from the banking community to show support for Jared. Congratulations to Jared Selesky, and thank you to Rob and the Iowa Bankers Association for providing this award.
Welcome back inside the Unidome here in Cedar Falls alongside longtime coach Kevin Bowman, Sean Kinney, our fantastic Iowa Public Television crew, and a strong first quarter for West Lyon, and trouble brewing early for Dustin Ellsbury and Iowa City Regina. Wildcats start this second quarter inside the red zone, near hash at the 15-yard line. Easton DeYoung, 4-5 in the first quarter, hitting 4 different receivers. This time he will use his legs as he is snowed under at the 12.
A little ISO play there with the left guard, Carter Metzger, number 60, coming around, and we're just going to follow the big guy up the hole and get a nice gain to set up 3rd and short.
Third down and 2. They will give it to Hildrain, and Iowa City Regina comes up with the stop that time. Boy, great play by Aaron Honore one more time.
Yeah, the Regals loaded the box on that play, and they're going to bring the pressure. So that's going to put West Lyon in a tough situation. What are they going to do with 4th and 4?
Luke Hamilton also in on that last tackle, and it's 4th and 4, and the offense stays out there. They converted on 4th down earlier in this game, and timeout taken. Roseboom all the way down the sideline trying to get one of the officials' attention, and he did. Able to catch up with the line judge and get the timeout called.
Well, that's a good timeout. I'm sure Coach was thinking that. He had a play called and then saw how Regina lined up to it and made it.
Be sure to take an adventure with Iowa PBS on Road Trip Iowa. Join host Brooke Kolsdorf as we travel the state's highways and scenic byways, exploring the history, culture, and natural beauty along the way. Road Trip Iowa, Wednesdays at 6:30 and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Iowa PBS, or stream online anytime. What do you like here, Coach? Roseboom taking that last time out, 4th down. What's in the arsenal here to try to keep this early magic working?
Well, somehow I'm going to get Hildring the rock. I'm not sure if it's going to be a screen, if it's going to be a swing, or to even send him out on a wheel route down the sideline and go for it all, be really aggressive. But that's my call, would be to get him the rock, or the other thing would be to go back to Ben Meyer at tight end. He has seemed to find the open field so far in the first quarter.
Quarterback's brother, Jackson DeYoung, he's a great big target. He's the receiver at the top. They put Kramer in motion. They run the end around. Now DeYoung is going to throw it. Trick play. Touchdown! West Lyon into the bag of tricks.
Welcome back, Philly Special. Here it is. A lot of action going on. You got to keep your eye on one thing, and no one defensively thinks about, I have to cover the quarterback out of the backfield. And he leaks right out, and into the end zone he goes. He's going to tell his receivers after this isn't that tough.
Younger brother finds big brother, and usually it's the other way around as the point after gets blocked by Regina. Jackson DeYoung, the 6'5" sophomore, he's used to catching touchdowns, but this time he throws one as the point after blocked by the Regals.
And once the ball goes past the line of scrimmage, the defense cannot return it. And a lot of people get confused on that rule. So that's a dead ball scenario once it passes the line of scrimmage. Off to a fantastic start, though. West Lyon really just moving the ball well and has played well defensively, too.
You look at the DeYoung brothers, they are very close in age. Jackson, 1 year younger. Both brothers are so close. And talking with Jay Roseboom, he says they do everything together. And I'm sure they've been practicing that particular play for a few years. And what a spotlight to unleash it in.
Oh, it's interesting when you call those plays. It has to be at the right location at the right time, and it was well done, well set up, just excellent coverage by the whole West Lyon offense, knowing that, hey, this is our favorite play to run in this scenario. We've been waiting to run it for weeks.
On the return, making the most out of limited real estate along the far side was Gabriel Hagelheimer. So some adversity right now for Regina. Down 13-0, getting ready for their third offensive series. And this is an offense with a lot of weapons, whether it's on the edge at receiver, whether it's Savion Miller, the tight end Tate Wallace. They have a 2-year starter at quarterback and Kyle Tracy. They have to find their rhythm now on this drive.
That's right. And Coach Ellsbury's biggest job right now is to calm everyone down. All kinds of football left to play. Here we go. Let's get a first down and continue to march. And before you know it, you'll have points on the board.
On the jet sweep, Miller cannot find any room. Jacob Snyders was the first one to hit him, and then plenty of help, including Ben Meyer.
Yeah, Snyder sets the edge here, does a nice job from that cash position linebacker, and is a very good tackler in the open field.
Mentioned the offensive coordinator for Regina alongside Dustin Ellsbury is Ed Hinkle, his 19th year with the program, the former Iowa receiver who has over 200 wins as a play caller throughout his career, and he is the continuity piece connecting the new era of Regina football with the storied past. Tracy floats left, throws that direction, coming back on the ball and making the catch is Drew Grieve, and a first down for the Regals.
Oh, Kyle Tracy does a nice job sprinting to his left, gets his shoulder square with the line of scrimmage and still attacks the line of scrimmage and puts just a dart on the spot for his wide receiver.
Grieve, just like his quarterback, a 2-year starter. Real high football IQ, and he does all the sports. Part of their state basketball team. He was on the soccer team that made it all the way to the state semifinals. Wallace in motion on first down. High snap, threw off the timing, but it does not slow down Miller. He still pushes his way up to the 49.
Though it's not a big gain, Savion Miller, I'm going to guess 3 tackles that he sheds on his way to getting the 4 yards. So what could have been a gain of maybe a yard, he ends up getting additional yards. Savion Miller just seems to get stronger as the game goes on.
Multiple Division I offers already reaching the desk of Miller. He's had offers from Miami, of course, Iowa State, Missouri, Kent State, Minnesota. So spreading among the different conferences. Play fake by Tracy. Pressure comes. He's sacked. Schnone was the first one in there. 3rd sack of the day for West Lyon.
Yeah, Schoening, who was a senior, and he's 6'1", 190 pounds, and he's got some motor to him. He's going to come off the line of scrimmage and track him down. Good effort.
Disruptive defense. Ben Meyer, Cooper Schoening. They just put so much pressure on the quarterback and an offensive line, and they can get to you without blitzing, without the extra numbers. Third down, Tracy will launch deep downfield. Slager runs underneath it. Slager right into the basket. Touchdown. 58 yards, and Regina needed that.
Kyle Tracy coming through when it's needed. What a great throw. And, of course, Slager comes down with the ball. He has 4 touchdowns on the season. Make that number 5.
Point after is up and through. Lightning quick strike by Regina. Tracy put it right over the top, hit Slager in stride. 5 plays, 66 yards. And that is what the doctor ordered.
And that's been their MO all year. You've seen this on tape throughout the season. Big plays, very aggressive. This is why they run the spread offense. You get that satisfaction right away of spreading the field and being able to chuck it, and also able to run the ball up the middle with Miller. So you knew it wasn't going to take long. Regina has so much talent and speed that offensively they're hard to shut down.
River Kramer awaiting the kick from Hagelheimer. Good, strong, deep kick. And a yard into the end zone. Kramer is going to give it a shot, and he will be mowed down shy of the 20.
So Regina's kicker, Gabriel Hagelheimer, is quite the threat now. He has not missed a pat the extra point the entire season. He's 60 for 60. And his kickoffs all the way down, and that one was very borderline of going into the end zone. If the ball goes across the line of scrimmage, it's dead and it's a touchback.
So now the million-dollar question for Regina: can they get a stop? West Lyon has had the ball twice. It has resulted in a couple of scoring drives. As the Wildcats start from the 17, they pitch it, and immediately penetration from James Whistler.
Yeah, James Whistler is one of the most active linebackers. 38 tackles on the season. He has 5 tackles for a loss. He's a senior, 5'11", 170 pounds, and a great tackler.
He's a veteran player. He has played a lot of football the past couple of years. 2nd down and 13. Stepping up is DeYoung. He will float. One-on-one coverage downfield. He's looking for his younger brother, Jackson. Those two could not get on the same page.
Now, it looks like Jackson was running his route to the right side across the field, and his brother put it on the left side, which made it really hard for him to adjust his body, find it with his head, and be able to locate the ball.
Let's see if Regina brings some type of pressure package with their linebackers, Hamilton and Eckhoff. Does not look like they will. They have 5 up at the line of scrimmage. They're going to run the ball to Hildreth. Runs over 1. Bulldozers his way to the 21, and the Regals have their first stop of the day.
Conservative play call by West Lyon in that scenario. Maybe this is one of those things where they're like, hey, let's not make a mistake and turn the ball over. Let's try and have a good punt and get the field position rolling back into our favor.
Pressure comes up the middle. Kick is away, and it's a good one. Grieve will let this bounce. It takes a Regina hop and is touched dead at the 45. A punt of 34 yards. And Lady Mo right now maybe with Iowa City Regina as we hit the halfway point of the second quarter.
Well, if I'm the Regina coach, I'm Ed Hinkle. I'm thinking, here we go. We're going to go deep again. We may show a little play action and try to take advantage of the fact that West Lyon is on their heels.
Tracy 4 of 6, 75 yards, but a slow start for Savion Miller. Just 2 touches, running the ball 7 yards. Tracy will try to stay hot. He's going to take off. Tracy gets hit hard from the backside. Meyer caught up with him, and those are the types of hits where as a quarterback you don't see it coming, and sometimes that ball gets popped free.
Meyer's having a great first half, offensively and defensively. For a big guy, watch him come around the corner and gets in the picture and just ear holes him.
Kyle Tracy is one tough customer. He has taken some hits. He's been sacked 3 times. Ferocious leader of this offense. He has such a wonderful relationship with his coordinator Hinkle. Bootleg left, looking, throwing on the run. Wallace goes up, and that's why D1 programs are looking at this guy. Snatches the ball from his tight end spot and a first down.
Yeah, I like how Tate Wallace gets up in the air. His hands are out front, gives with the ball, strong hands, brings them back in. 37 receptions so far this season, 540 yards. He's averaging 14.6 yards per catch.
And wouldn't you know it, they pick up 14 on that completion. First down. Been a busy week for Tate Wallace. We'll talk more about that in a moment. From the 35-yard line, this is Miller. A little bit of a hole. And Miller finishing his run. Takes it to the 28. This is a physical football game the way it's meant to be played. Running backs finishing their runs, defenders bringing it with everything they got.
Now, Regina making some small adjustments with formations and able to move the ball. Very, very productive here.
Going back to Tate Wallace after the semifinal win last week, he hopped on an airplane, went to Tennessee for a visit. Here he is back in uniform trying to win a title. Quick pitch, Miller on the boundary side, keeps his balance. Ball popped free late, but it looked like he got back on it. He did, and it is a first down.
Speed option here. He pitches it right on time. The ball's loose. You can see his elbow come out, and it just comes out. Dexton Metzger with a nice hit create the fumble, but fortunately for the Regals, they recover it.
Second time they have put the ball on the turf. Both times they have avoided disaster and recovered. They stack him at the top of the screen on this first down play. Again, offline snap. Miller into the pile he goes for a yard.
Well, the Iowa City Regina, remember back under Marv Cook, they won 6 consecutive state titles. Just a powerhouse. Marv out of West Branch, Iowa, later played for the Iowa Hawkeyes and then professionally with the New England Patriots. And he came back to Iowa and he was coaching high school football and had great success.
6 straight titles occurring from 2010 to 2015. Tracy wants 6 into double coverage, and it's deflected away, incomplete. Grieve was the receiver, but he had Wildcats to his left and right.
This was a bullet. Kyle Tracy put something on this one. It was a good fastball, and I believe it goes off someone's face mask or the top of their helmet. Coming in hot.
If they don't pick up another inch, they'd be looking at a 38-yard field goal for Hagelheimer, who's hit from 33 this year. Third down and 9. They move the pocket. Tracy has it batted right back at his face. Ben Meyer again. Pressure up the middle coming from Jack Carolyn.
Well, when you coach the defensive lineman, you tell them simple thing. If you can't get to quarterback, get your hands up. And once again, looks like Meyer with another play. 5 tackles so far in this game, and now with a knockdown, and they're setting up for a field goal.
So they will mark this officially as a 38-yard attempt for Hagelheimer, who's 2 for 2 this year, along of 33. This one has plenty of leg. It is up, and he drills it. It is absolutely perfect for Hagelheimer. 10 straight for Regina to cut the deficit down to 3.
That looked like it was good from 45 to 50 yards. He has plenty of leg. And as we've said, during his kickoffs, you watch him kick the ball off. He's going to kick the ball 60 yards in the air. Good start, good recovery for them after a slow start, I should say, for Regina.
Look at this team for Iowa City Regina. They have 14 seniors on the roster, and then they have an incredibly talented junior roster that includes Wallace, Miller, Parizic. And you could just go up and down the list of juniors. Will Litton. Nice balance of upperclassmen on this team. Hagelheimer with the approach. Again, strong kick. This one will reach the end zone for the touchback. Stay in the know with Iowa Press. Join Kay Henderson and guests for in-depth conversations on the issues shaping Iowa. Tune in Friday nights at 7:30 p.m. and Sundays at 12 noon on Iowa PBS, or stream online anytime. Dustin Ellsbury watched his team fall behind early, but they have battled back 10 straight for the Regals from Iowa City. The young in the offense start shop from the 20. It's a quick hitter up the middle. Blown up by Litton, one of the juniors we were just talking about.
Litton does a really nice job of getting penetration on this play. He's a down lineman, stays low, splits the guard and tackle, good penetration, and makes an open field tackle.
Litton was a nice addition this season. He came back to the sport after not going out last year, and he has certainly been an impact player on that side of the football. Second down and 11. Again, the Regals able to penetrate, dancing his way, making the most of nothing. Goes Hildring, bringing a third down. What's Regina doing a little bit differently? It seems like they're getting way better penetration than what we saw in the first quarter.
They've adjusted the front four. They're now in gaps as opposed to be playing head on or playing a shade. It looks like they're in gaps to get that penetration.
Selesky left, 2 receivers to the top. They flip it, running to the field side, needs a couple of blocks, and it doesn't pan out. Good pursuit defense, stretching the field wide, the speed of Aaron Honore and Tate Wallace.
And you'll see that with Regals throughout the game. Their defensive backs can run. Boy, all kinds of speed.
Regina senses an opportunity, so they're going to use a timeout. That'll stop the clock with 1:54 to go in this first half. On a day in which we have already crowned 2 champions, moving into 1A, who will be our 3rd champion this afternoon?
Yeah, West Lyon Coach Jay Rosenboom started his coaching career at Central Lyon.
Rising from the ashes for a second consecutive season, it's college wrestling. The heart of the mat beats in the great state of Iowa. Catch the grit, the glory, the champions of tomorrow. Take a look at this lineup featuring the Hawkeye women, Cyclone men, NAIA Division 2 and 3, as well as some doubleheaders. Join us as college wrestling coverage returns again this December on Iowa PBS. Grandview always a power. Not just men, but women, and that's where we kick it all off December 11th at Waukee Northwest. 4th down. West Lyon on the punt. High, short kick. Grieve orders everybody away from it. And Regina will have it in golden position. They take over at the West Lyon 43 following the punt of just 20 yards.
Well, for Regina, this is one of those quick change moments where momentum has shifted. West Lyon is feeling a little bit down about the punt in that scenario. You'll probably have them on their heels. Look for a big play here.
Kyle Tracy has been the difference maker in this first half. 5 of 9, 89 yards. He's hit 5 different receivers. Grieve goes in motion left to right. First down, they swing it out, trying to get Miller in space. Pursuit in the right angle by West Lyon. Jacob Snyder's the first one to slow down Miller.
Yeah, Snyder's does a nice job of hitting the outside and forcing the action in. Then you end up seeing 4 other West Lyon defenders come to the ball. That's rallying to the football. You know, do your job. Here comes the cavalry.
Clock really not an issue. 1:13 to go. Regina with a couple of timeouts. 2nd down and 9. They bring a blitz. It's picked up. This time they swing it left. Miller has a block downfield from Grieve. Inside the 25. Finally pushed out of bounds around the 20. 22 yards as they swing it out to Miller.
And that's the bread and butter. Regina knows that if they can get Miller out in open space, he's going to make guys miss. So whatever it takes, whether it's a screen or a swing pass or maybe a draw.
They have already reached the line to get within their field goal kicker's range. 3rd straight time out to the flat. They lose track of Miller into the 5. Touchdown. That's the guy you cannot lose sight of. Savion Miller, and Regina has their first lead.
Savion Miller is just a special young man. What talent he has and the ability to not only outrun people, but to run right over them. I like everything about his game.
Second touchdown pass in this first half for Tracy. The point after is good. An offense that can certainly strike quickly has done so twice for Dustin Ellsbury. 3 plays, 43 yards.
Yes, and Hegelheimer is perfect again. Once he's 61 for 61 on extra points and 3 for 3 on field goals. That's a great thing to have when you know you have confidence in your kicker. You get inside the 30-yard line. It changes the way you call plays, and you can set some things up.
Iowa City Regina came up empty on their first 2 possessions of this football game, but they have picked up points on their last 3 drives. The touchdown pass to Slager, the field goal by Hegelheimer, and now it is Miller finding the end zone, and 17 straight for Iowa City Regina.
And Sean, they are a quick strike offense. Throughout the playoffs, you've seen that. They're putting up monster points. They started with a win against Northeast, 69-0. Cascade, they beat 52-13. Pleasantville, 49-7. And then last week, they slayed the Dragon, beating Grundy Center, 31-12.
This kick will reach the end zone. Another touchback. How aggressive will West Lyon play it with 2 timeouts and 40 seconds to go? And keep in mind, unlike Regina, they really don't use the field goal as an offensive opportunity. So in essence, 80 yards to try to get 6 in a limited amount of time.
Yeah, no field goal attempts on the season for West Lyon. Look for a Hildring to come open, and a quick pass here to him to set something up, or the possibility of having Ben Meyer go right down the middle of the field.
They put trips to the bottom. They run the opposite way, and DeYoung was put to the fire right off the snap. That was Eckhoff who found his way through, and that derailed the plans for Easton DeYoung.
Well, that when you have penetration between the center and guard and you're trying to run an option, you're not going to have a lot of luck. Well done by Regina.
Clock continuing to move. What might be the final play of a wild first half today. Hildring tackled at the 26 by Eckhoff, and it is Iowa City Regina with the momentum as they sprint into the locker room. "13 straight to open the game for West Lyon, only to see Regina come back with the final 17. Class 1A, the battle for state supremacy. The long touchdown to Slager. Both teams finding the end zone, including the DeYoung brothers, but it was Miller's score right before halftime that has Regina up by 4.
Hello, I'm Andrew Bott, Executive Director and General Manager of Iowa PBS. We are your home for boys and girls high school sports championships. Our statewide network is the only local television broadcast available in all 99 counties of Iowa. And our public service mission ensures every Iowan can watch your team compete for a state championship, on air or online. Our focus is on the communities, coaches, and student athletes that represent the next generation of Iowans. While our mission to serve Iowa continues, we need your support now more than ever. Please consider supporting Friends of Iowa PBS and help power your statewide network.
Iowa PBS has been a part of my life as long as I've been watching TV. Our 2 daughters were raised on Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers, and our granddaughter loves Daniel Tiger. Iowa PBS's programming has something for everyone, and I feel fortunate to be a member and have the benefit of watching a great show with Passport whenever I want.
Make your year-end gift by December 31st. Donate today and help inspire Iowans all year long.
Find your favorite programs this fall on Iowa PBS. Enjoy world-class musical performances. Go behind the scenes of fan-favorite cooking shows and learn the stories of iconic PBS hosts. Programs like these are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Donate now or increase your gift to ensure these beloved programs continue bringing joy and inspiration to Iowa viewers.
Find Iowa is your invitation to explore. Investigate the stories of our land, our history, and our communities. From science and nature to history and culture, there's always more to uncover. Go outside, get inspired, and explore with us. Scan the QR code or visit iowapbs.org/find.
Every year, Iowa's finest high school musicians gather in Ames for the Iowa All-State Music Festival.
Makes me want to sing, makes me want to shout. I can tell the world what I'm talking about.
Enjoy incredible performances from the 2025 All-State Band, Chorus, and Orchestra in Hilton Coliseum. 2025 All-State Music Festival, Thanksgiving Day on Iowa PBS.
We're Iowa PBS. We cover Iowa and the world. We're market to market, an Iowa Press. We're high school sports. We're science. We're adventure. We're drama and mystery. We're the arts. And we're Iowa's storyteller. We're lifelong learners. We're family first. We're educational. We're trusted. We're valued. We're essential. Your support makes all of this happen. Give today at iowapbs.org/donate.
You're watching Statewide Iowa PBS.
Halftime here at the Unidome. Iowa City Regina, 17 unanswered points after West Lyon put 13 on the board and a blocked extra point. We'll see how that one plays out here. In Cedar Falls, where the Regal fans have been a little more to cheer about. West Lyon fans a little more nervous as we see them walk by here on the platform here at the Iowa High School Football Championships. Glad to have you here. But I do want to say, to do what you attribute shared prosperity among several boys and girls in high school sports in one small Iowa town, what do you do when you're trying to do that? Well, you nurture, or is there maybe something in the water when we're talking about these communities? It may not be as simple as pulling a rabbit out of a hat, but there has definitely been magic happening in Grundy Center.
My favorite sport is golf. Freshman year, the state title, we were able to win it as a team, and then I won it individually. And that was kind of like my first experience where all the pressure's on you and you're able to perform and take that postseason experience from one sport and carry it over to the next. It doesn't faze you as much as maybe some of the other kids.
Grundy Center senior Judd Jarofsky is capping off a highly successful high school career in multiple sports.
I want them competing as much as they possibly can, because I think that's going to do nothing but help them on Friday nights when they are playing football. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Head football coach Travis Zajac cites student buy-in, training, dedication, and a largely volunteer staff for the team advancing to the state title game, like clockwork throughout his tenure.
Every kid that has played for us in my 6 seasons here has been involved in at least one other sport. Some of them are involved in as many as 5 sports. So it's a really sweet spot right now. What it comes down to is talented kids that are committed and are willing to work really hard.
The football team has won it all with Judd at quarterback the past 3 seasons.
He's a phenomenal athlete, coachable, insightful, looking out for his teammates, 4.0 student, even keel. He's been a treat, an absolute treat to coach.
Jarofsky recently announced he'll golf for Stanford University after graduation. So with basketball, track, and baseball seasons still on the calendar, he kicked off his farewell tour this fall by taking Spartan Nation back to the Dome with a 50-game winning streak and a chance for a 4th straight championship win.
We're going to get everybody's best shot. The reputation we've got here and then the success we've had in the past, people want to beat us. It's just like any other sport.
But it isn't just boys' sports that have put the town on the map. Girls golf dwarfs the boys' team in titles, 15-4 since the 1990s. Both have their share of wins among various sports, reaching back decades.
When you say you're from Grundy Center, people just recognize, wow, you guys are really good at a lot of things that you are doing right now, and wanting to know, like, you know, what is the key ingredient.
Activities Director Matt Lindeman says a lot of deep-rooted pieces have come together for Grundy Center: tradition, attention to detail, and balancing the pressure of community expectations to hone a Spartan athletic identity and continuity.
The cupboard was certainly not bare. That culture was already somewhat established, and we just have kind of leveled up since then. It's been fairly remarkable, the things that our kids have been able to do. There's a lot of pressure, both on the boys' side and on the girls' side, to be involved in as many things as possible. And that's the lifeblood of small schools, obviously in the state of Iowa, but anywhere. You know, if you come from a small town and you have some gifts, you know, we want you to play.
Go Spartans!
Oh, it's a vibe. It's been a long tradition here, and it's fun to see some of the kids whose parents and grandparents went to school here.
If it's
4th down and we need the inches. It's loud. The crowd's going to help you get it. Yep.
Our people love their Spartans.
Grundy Center has been known to take a home field advantage on the road. Zajac applauds their exceptional, long-standing fan base.
Every year, I think about the families of all of those kids and all the sacrifices that help us be good. That always kind of gets me a little choked up when I think about it because it's powerful.
Jarofsky has stated his desire to springboard from a leadership role in sports to adult leadership opportunities. It's proof these Spartans haven't broken the mold. Instead, they're using it to forge an army of student athletes laser-focused on tackling life with the same vigor they summon forth on any playing surface.
Have fun, okay? Be positive, be a leader.
The support we have behind us is unreal. I can't thank the community enough for all they do for the football team and for me as a person.
Great job by our crew there to get those stories this week for all of our producers and videographers from Iowa PBS. The Regal fans are cheering with a little bigger smile right now. They've been waving those white towels. They've had some reasons to wave them here recently, but I do want to let you know that all good things must come to an end, and Grundy Center fell to Regina in the semifinals here at the Dome last week. We sure will be able to, we'll keep an eye on them. You know, they'll be back, because as we said, it's in the water. They're going to be here all the time. In the meantime, there's still boys and girls basketball, wrestling, and more here on Iowa PBS in the coming months. Maybe we'll see Grundy Center again there before next fall. And you did see Matt Lindemann. We'd seen him in our girls coverage for basketball over the years. So, yeah, we might just see them again soon. For now, though, we are at halftime of the Class 1A Championship. The score, 17-13, Iowa City Regina and West Lyon, who are the farthest team in the finals, 272 miles to the communities in northwestern Iowa. We'll see what they have to cheer about when we return.
Settled before Iowa was a state, Davenport tells the tale of community, culture, and trade along the banks of the Mississippi River. A variety of architectural movements are preserved in Davenport in structures designed for civic and commercial life. Join Iowa PBS as we explore the arts and the architecture within the historic buildings of Iowa, Davenport.
Coming to Iowa PBS, December 2nd.
On the next Road Trip Iowa,
it's an important piece of history for our community.
we explore the southern stretch of Iowa's Jefferson Highway.
This is one of the perks of the job for sure.
This span of countryside offers unique attractions with soaring and shining views of our state. Saturday at 9 a.m.
Coming up on the next episode of Iowa Life, Caleb Wise grows creativity and tradition. Carlos Oliva becomes the Guatemalan dragon. And Midwest Pets for Life helps Iowans keep their pets close.
It breaks my heart to think they'd have to give it up.
All that and more on the next Iowa Life. Sunday at 10:30 on Iowa PBS.
Such a meaningful part of Iowa PBS is the coverage of unique Iowa events. And part of that is our high schools and our kids' programs, whether it's athletics or otherwise. The state fair coverage, that's such a part of the fabric of Iowa. And I think just the programming that covers things meaningful to our people in our state.
Donate today and support Iowa PBS.
We're dancing inside here in the Unidome as the fans wait for the second half of the 1A final. Regina leads West Lyon 17-13. Paul Yeager back up here with you on the concourse on the north side of the Unidome. If you are coming in the next couple of days, say hi. We'd like to see you. Tell your friends that we're here, because this is what we do. We are talking about the championship game. We show highlights of the game. So that's what we are going to do right now to see how we got to that score of 17-13. Our camera and replay and video, everybody's been making things look good. Evan Hildering made his team look good with a 7-0 run to start. And then it's fourth down trickery. Watch the guy, watch the quarterback the whole time. He comes out, You call it the Philly special. We call it the DeYoung special there. Jackson throws it to Easton, and then it's a dime. Kyle Tracy finds Carter Slager. 13-7, and then the swing pass to Savion Miller. He makes it look easy. That kid is incredible and very hard to tackle. 17 straight by the Regals here in this contest to make it 17-13. There's a look at some of your statistics here. You look at total yards. The visiting team has 150, and they also hold time of possession pretty even, which you would expect for a 17-13 game. We'll break that down here in just a moment when we come back, as we are going to have more sports coming on Iowa PBS, including this weekend. We've already seen Garrigan beat Woodbine in a great 8-player. MMCRU got their first title. And then coming up yet tonight, Pella and Xavier. Tomorrow we've got 3 games. Light day. Kemper Catholic, Van Meter, Bishop Heelan, Nevada, and then our finale, Iowa City Liberty and Dowling Catholic. 7 great games, 7 great jobs by all of our crews and teams here this weekend in Cedar Falls on Thursday and Friday. It's late November. Where else would you be but the Unidome when you're watching the finals on Iowa PBS? So it's 17-13 now in 1A. We will find out a little bit more about the game. We'll break down the stats with the coach and the announcer when we come back. That's also known as Sean Kenny and Kevin Bowman. We'll be back here in a moment, right after this short break. You're watching High School Sports on Iowa PBS.
Every year, Iowa's finest high school musicians gather in Ames for the Iowa All-State Music Festival.
Makes me want to sing, makes me want to shout. I can tell the world what I'm talking about.
Enjoy incredible performances from the 2025 All-State Band, Chorus, and Orchestra in Hilton Coliseum. 2025 All-State Music Festival, Thanksgiving Day on Iowa PBS.
Iowa PBS has been a part of my life as long as I've been watching TV. Our 2 daughters were raised on Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers, and our granddaughter loves Daniel Tiger. Iowa PBS's programming has something for everyone, and I feel fortunate to be a member and have the benefit of watching a great show with Passport whenever I want.
Make your year-end gift by December 31st. Donate today and help inspire Iowans all year long.
Every county in Iowa has a story worth investigating. From river valleys to rolling farmland, Find Iowa uncovers the culture, history, and science behind all 99 counties. Click, explore, and be inspired. Scan the QR code and discover the stories in all 99 counties with Find Iowa.
Funding provided by
Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are committed to building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
Two traditional powers did not disappoint as we have reached halftime. Regina 17, West Lyon 13. Entertaining first half and what was a half of runs, and right now it's Regina leading by 4. Sean Kenny alongside Coach Kevin Bowman. Man, you know, this game had a lot of anticipation coming in. It lived up to the billing. But what stood out to me, it was West Lyon who threw the opening punch, only to see Regina counter with 17 straight.
Yeah, and the interesting part for West Lyon is they've completed 5 passes into 5 different receivers, including the quarterback. It's been a clean game. Only 1 penalty, and I'm thinking if I was the guy from West Lyon, we need to do something more offensively to be creative as opposed to doing what we've done for the last, what's it been, 24 minutes. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited because, both of these teams are powerhouses.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. The explosive play was certainly the difference in the first half for Iowa City Regina. When we come back, West Lyon will have the football to kick off our second half from Cedar Falls.
We're Iowa PBS. We cover Iowa and the world. We're Market to Market, an Iowa Press. We're high school sports. We're science. We're adventure. We're drama and mystery. We're the arts. And we're Iowa's storyteller. We're lifelong learners. We're family first. We're educational. We're trusted. We're valued. We're essential. Your support makes all of this happen. Give today at iowapbs.org/donate.
You're watching Statewide Iowa PBS.
Paul Yeager, Coach Kevin Bowman, Sean Kinney, welcoming you back to the Unidome. A beautiful Thursday afternoon here in Cedar Falls, University of Northern Iowa, the annual get-together for the state's best, as we have 24 minutes to settle this one. 17-13, Iowa City Regina out in front. Regina looking for their 9th state title. They have won 8, including 6 straight from 2010 to 2015, and Dustin Ellsbury trying to show the rest of the state a new era has started as they look to get back on top. On the return, finishing the return, and some late penalties. Jackson DeYoung delivered the boom along the Regina sideline, and then some extracurricular after that.
And that's going to set West Lyon up in the great field position. Look for them to come out and get Hildring the ball right away, and I'm going to guess that Ben Meyer is going to be a factor again, both offensively and defensively.
Personal foul, 44 kicking team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It's Evan Grieve with the late hit out of bounds, so they will walk off an additional 15 yards, take it all the way to the 37. You look at some of the numbers for West Lyon in the first half. DeYoung throwing the football 4 of 6, 48 yards. He actually caught a touchdown from his younger brother Jackson on a trick play. Hildring 52 yards, averaging under 4 yards per touch. He gets the call here, and it's a good first down run. The ball ends up in the hands of Honore, but they're going to say he was down by contact at the 43.
That's the first time we've seen the bunch formation, and it's a tight one, and they run right to that side. Good job by the receivers blocking, and I know the West Lyon coach was talking about some of his wide receivers, about how they're doing a better job with some things, but their blocking still needs to continue to improve. I'm guessing he's harping on that right now.
They feel that Selesky is the best blocker of the bunch, number 8. He's the slot at the bottom. DeYoung forced from the pocket. There's a hold on this play, and DeYoung crumpled down at the 44-yard line, but a hold in the backfield, and West Lyon will be moving the wrong way following this announcement.
Holding. Offense number 52. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
It's Jared Knobloch.
Well, there's that announcer's jinx and saying it's been hardly any penalties, and the second play of the game here in the second half is a penalty. Well, we've had 2 so far in the second half.
Penalty pushes it back to the 33. Then Meyer lines up as the tight end left. DeYoung setting up the screen, making the catch as Hildring picks up a couple of nice downfield blocks. And he is shouldered down to the AstroTurf at the 42 by Hudson Cook.
Well-designed screen play. You got everything going. Good rush coming at him. DeYoung throws a nice ball over the top of the defenders, and some great blocks downfield. Well done.
Wildcats firing blanks on third downs today. 0 for 5. They try to change their fortunes here. They hand the ball off. A quick hitter, Hildring, runs through one arm tackle. And he will be about 1.5 yards shy. Eckhoff again, another stop.
Well, decision time here for West Lyon. Coach Roseboom is going to have to come up with something as whether we're going to try and draw the defense off with a good cadence, loud, hard one, and see if they jump or run a play. We'll see. If he stands next to the official, that's usually a sign for a timeout.
They've been really good on fourth downs today. They will go quarterback run with DeYoung. He has stood up, but forward progress has him past the sticks and a first down. Easton DeYoung had to get physical to get that 1.5 yards, and he was up to the challenge.
And he has that ability at 6'3", 175 pounds. He lowers his shoulders and is able to move the pile. He's averaging 10 yards per carry coming into the game.
Four-sport athlete who won the starting job in camp. Tight camp battle that went to DeYoung, and he has had a remarkable season as a flag comes in and false start. And all of a sudden, the laundry becoming pretty prevalent.
False start. Offense number 8.
The pre-snap penalties are something that coaches have a hard time living with, and when it's not getting set, not knowing the snap count, that's very frustrating.
Third penalty this half after we just have one the entire first half. 1st and 15 at the 43, opening drive of quarter number 3. DeYoung looks out of the backfield. Hildring makes the catch, spins away, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Cook the tackle.
Great effort by Hildring. 7 catches coming into the game, but he averages almost 12 yards and he has 2 touchdowns. 5'11", 190 pounds. This senior has just been a beast for them all season.
Second down and 10. Trips right, receiver left. They go empty. They don't show this look a lot. Time to choose. He will launch deep, puts it out there, and it's broken up. Honore broke up the play as they tried to dial up the long ball.
What a great job by Honore. He's behind him just by a little bit, but he has the common sense to see that when the receiver's hands come up in the air, that's his chance to turn his head and knock the ball down. Well done.
Speed on speed there with Honore and River Kramer. Third down and 10. And movement on the right side. It's the tackle, Bryce Cook, and uncharacteristic mistakes for Jay Roseboom of West Lyon.
You know, sometimes you need to burn a timeout in scenarios like this where it just seems like things are falling apart a little bit. Gather the team together. Hey, let's refocus. We can't continue to shoot ourselves in the foot.
These tackles, rightfully so, nervous when you have Tate Wallace and Will Litton bearing down on you. The 2 defensive ends, number 45 and number 0. It's a lethal 4-man front. 3rd and 15. DeYoung is going to move the pocket toward Wallace's direction. He's going to plant the feet. He's going to launch downfield, and it's incomplete. Great coverage. Looking for Jackson DeYoung, and it was Drew Grieve with him every step of the way.
Oh, and Grieve does a tremendous job on this. It's a go route, and what he does is he uses the sideline as his friend. He's going to continue to push the receiver with his hand on the hip towards the sideline. There's pressure on the quarterback. All these things are good scenarios.
Jackson DeYoung on the punt, trying to angle it. Gets a line drive kick on the back pedal. Juggling catch made by Grieve at the 18. And Grieve will just sidestep to the near sideline. A return of 11 following the punt of 38 yards. And Regina and this offense to get the football for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, 3 penalties on that drive really hurt West Lyon.
For 50 years, Market to Market has been the news and commodity market information source for anyone who lives and works in rural America. Join host Paul Yeager every Friday night at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 12:30 p.m. for Market to Market, weekly journal of rural America, or stream online anytime. Iowa City Regina. First drive of this third quarter from the 29-yard line. Miller with a gaping hole. Savion Miller cuts it to the outside. Miller to midfield. One man to beat, and he's finally corralled at the 19.
So here comes the Regals with their counter play, pulling the guard in the tackle. The guard is going to kick out the end. The tackle is going to come upfield to get the linebacker. And Savion Miller uses that speed.
52 yards, his biggest play from the line of scrimmage today. Read option, a late keep. Tracy cut down by Hildring.
Yeah, one of the things I've noticed is that Regina is trying to run to the opposite side of Ben Meyer, and that's probably a good adjustment that they've made at halftime.
Look at this offensive line for Iowa City Regina, the 2-year starter. You have the twin brothers, and Simon and Porter Shelter up the middle. Devin Shaneda at right tackle, Noah Horner left guard, Nathan Parizek at left tackle. Wallace in motion. They pull a lineman. They go the opposite way. Looked like they wanted that option to pass the football, but Tracy thought better of it as he takes it to the 16.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. That's an RPO right there, and he had the chance to throw it, and he decided to keep it and see if he could get some yards. Good decision. You never want to force a ball when you get inside the red zone.
Especially when you have a pretty good kicker, and Gabriel Hagelheimer, who's already connected from 39 yards in this game. Regina's going to have to hustle. Play clock down to 5, and I think they're going to have to burn a timeout here. And they will. They call a timeout.
Timeout, Regina. It's their first charge of the half.
You could tell they were having some personnel issues. Dustin Ellsbury will gather the troops. Well, it's been such a remarkable junior class for Iowa City Regina. 2 in particular go way back. When you look at Savion Miller and Tate Wallace, red zone youth football, and then you push the fast forward button recently. Both paying a visit to Iowa State, both generating a lot of Division I interest.
Yeah, Tate Wallace is a 4-star recruit, and Savion Miller, he's a Power 5 running back, having a great day in Ames, watching the Cyclones. That's a neat thing. You start off as kids and you have those cute pictures when you're young, and then all of a sudden you're gentlemen and you're going on to college. It goes by too quick.
2 are such good friends and tight chemistry that this team has built, whether stretching back into the middle school years, up into freshman football, JV, now into varsity. You talk to Tate Wallace, some of his best years, junior high football, that's really when he fell in love with the sport. So important for the junior high coaches across the state. Keep it fun and keep everybody involved, because you never know when somebody's going to hit a growth spurt. All right, they've had time to think about it. 3rd down and 7. Inside the red zone, they go pistol with Miller behind Tracy. Miller gets the call, weaving his way up the center in the teeth of this defense. Dragged down at the 12.
It sets up a situation for the Regals where you get half the distance, and now you're in a short yardage situation. It appears as if they're going to bring the kicking team out and to kick the field goal.
Hagelheimer, who has not missed this year, 3 for 3, including A 39-yarder earlier today. This one officially from 29 yards. Drew Grieve with the placement. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Man, how valuable is it to have a weapon in special teams?
Automatic. Can you imagine that? You have that kicker. You don't see that at the college level where these kids can be that efficient. So it's just an impressive drive once again. Regina has just really taken control of this game. They look good offensively and defensively. They've made some stops. It's Tate Wallace for me at linebacker, and you're seeing Drew Grieve doing a wonderful job as a D-back. He has 8 interceptions on the season. He's a kid that they probably don't want to throw his way. Everything right now is going in the direction for Regina.
52-yard run, the key piece of the puzzle on that last drive by Savion Miller. Located in Iowa City, and we talked to Coach Ellsbury about the benefits of having the university right there, and he says you can certainly feel the impact the Hawkeyes have around their high school campus. They have weight room interns from Iowa, even mental performance grad students, regular exposure to high-level athletes. Team has the unique opportunity to meet with University of Iowa mental health performance grad students to work on visualization, adversity, coping, sports psych, just like a college program, all the benefits they have from being right there in Iowa City.
And Coach Ellsbury was fortunate enough to spend some time with the University of Iowa with their weight strength program there. Chris Doyle was there at the time, and one of the best, highly regarded across the United States for college football strength.
Yeah, you go inside the weight room at Regina, you might run into an NFL player like Connor Colby, who was an intern helping out in the weight room. Carson Shire, starting linebacker. Nelson Brands, the head wrestling coach at Regina. You can go down the list. Wes Lyon, DeYoung floats, little soft touch, and it's broken up in and out of the hands of River Kramer. Honore again making a play. He has been the defensive MVP today.
And you just feel like there's all kinds of confidence right now for Regina, whether that's a carryover from the semifinal game when they defeated Grundy Center and just snapped that streak. But man, their kids are playing with their hair on fire.
Second down and 10. Hildring gets the number this time over the right side, pushing up to the 27.
And we have to remember West Lyon was the 2A champs last year, and here they are sitting in another opportunity to win a title game. And I talked a little bit about Coach Jay Roseboom, who started his coaching career at Central Lyon. And he was a defensive coordinator there for 6 years before becoming the head coach. Jay succeeded Daryl Hugaven, who had the program going in the right direction with a lot of success.
Third down, they pick up the blitz. That gives time and room to run for River Kramer. Kramer all the way down to the 39. Give the offensive line credit. They picked it up, and DeYoung had time to go downfield.
And River Kramer is just doing an outstanding job. He's a sophomore, 5'9". He's so explosive. The coach just loves the way he does things. And good hands there, great route, finds the opening in the zone and takes advantage of it.
35 yards on the completion to the sophomore Kramer. Hildring can't get the motor ignited. He had defenders around him. Simon Shetler had him around the waist. You go back to River Kramer, it's rare with the tradition of West Lyon to start as a sophomore. They've had a few at receiver in the past, but Roseboom said this kid is just a stick of dynamite. Great in space, good hands, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, and for Regina, you're not going to see their down linemen, their defensive end, defensive tackles make a lot because they're more pluggers in their responsibility. Oh.
Second down, this one's coming back. A flag in the backfield. There was a clear hold as The throw and catch, but it's coming back. Hildreen wide open. And penalties have just killed West Lyon in the second half.
Offense number 52. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
So number 45, Will Litton, called for the hold. 6'5", 215 pounds.
I brought it up earlier, Coach. These two ends, it is tough for a tackle, and we've seen the dynamic duo of Litton and Wallace create some mistakes for this offensive line. Huge blow there. Second down after the penalty. DeYoung wanted to go deep. Now running through his progressions, running for his life, and did he get the throw off or not? Spun down. Wallace pleading his case.
Well, here's a scenario. Did the ball get to the line of scrimmage? That'd be the biggest thing right now. And the officials will conference on that.
7-person officiating crew for the finals this weekend, just like last.
There's no flag for ineligible downfield. The passer was down here. It'll be set third down.
And Sean, this is the second year that they've had a 7-man crew in the semifinals and the finals. And I think the biggest thing is that you're working with a regular crew of 5 throughout the season. And then when you get to the postseason, it's finding 2 more guys that can work with your group and be in sync with the other 5.
Will Litton wreaking havoc on back-to-back plays. He was responsible for the hold on second down, and there he generates the sack. Back-to-back plays for the junior. Here they come. They set up the screen. Dangerous throw. And Hildreen had it broken up. Luke Hamilton, I thought, might just pluck that one from midair, but he had his sights set on the running back, breaking it up beautifully.
Well, Regina's been well coached on screens this week. You can see that. They feel that West Lyon is not going to attempt to block them and are letting penetration come across, and then they peel back and find the intended screen receiver.
DeYoung gets the kick away, his best of the day. Grieve from the 19, and he runs into his own man. Honore got pushed back, as coming downfield was Jacob Roman. It's a busy time of the year, an exciting time for all of us at Iowa PBS as you take a look at what we have on the sports calendar. Girls wrestling, the state championships. And we move into the boys on February 21st. Girls basketball, a couple of days in Des Moines. Boys follow a week later, all of it on Iowa PBS. Kyle Tracy spins his way up ahead, had a couple of blockers out in front. Dustin Ellsbury, an offensive coordinator. Ed Hinkle will take this every time on first down.
And you're seeing Kyle Tracy carry the ball much more in the last 2 or 3 games than he has all season. He came in with only like 400 yards in the playoffs, and before the playoffs, and now he's run for over 300 yards in the last couple of games.
Tracy, a player who's getting some D3 interest, especially from the Wisconsin schools. UW-Platteville, one of them, along with a host of other schools keeping an eye on him. No hole opened up on second down for Miller.
Well done by West Lyon's defensive front, doing a good job, and the linebackers are coming up a little bit more. They're not 5 yards like they were originally. They're getting closer to 3 yards and very, very much attacking the B gaps.
Slager and Cook, twin set to the right. Wallace joins them. They go the opposite way, inside slant, and a first down. Excellent script there by O.C. Hinkle. Put a lot of attention at the bottom, then you slip that slant to Grieve and a first down.
And it's the easiest play for a quarterback. They love this. He's on time. He hits his back foot and delivers the ball. The defensive back is giving him the inside, so you're going to be able to run slants and hitches all night long in this scenario.
Second catch this afternoon for Grieve. Keeps the drive alive. First down. This is a design run all the way by Tracy to the boundary side. Jack Carolyn caught him from the backside. Daxton Metzger hit him as well. Second down.
And you're seeing Regina running a lot to their left side behind the Pizarrik, who's a first-year starter, and Horner, who's also a first-year starter. But the coaches feel like Horner, number 50, is playing like an all-stater this year.
It's really a good story. This is a young man who patiently waited for his turn. His senior year, he sat behind some really good talent, and he has been rewarded a key anchor up front. You talked about it. Coach wants to put him up for All-State. Second down, nothing but blue jerseys in the backfield. They snipped it out on what will be the final play of a quick-moving third quarter. So to the fourth quarter we go here in the battle for Class 1A. Savion Miller, the big play back, getting into it. This defense for Regina, they've been up to the challenge. They carry a 7-point lead to the fourth.
Such a meaningful part of Iowa PBS is the coverage of unique Iowa events. And part of that is our high schools and our kids programs, whether it's athletics or otherwise. The state fair coverage, that's such a part of the fabric of Iowa. And I think just the programming that covers things meaningful to our people in our state.
Donate today and support Iowa PBS.
Settled before Iowa was a state, Davenport tells the tale of community, culture, and trade along the banks of the Mississippi River. A variety of architectural movements are preserved in Davenport in structures designed for civic and commercial life. Join Iowa PBS as we explore the arts and the architecture within the historic buildings of Iowa, Davenport.
Coming to Iowa PBS, December 2nd.
Local, regional, and national artists take the stage to perform original sets and share their musical journeys on Studio 3 Live. Enjoy weekly performances Fridays at 8:30 p.m. online or as a podcast. Young and old always gather this time of the year inside the beautiful Unidome on the campus of Northern Iowa. West Lyon down 7 as we welcome you to the start of the fourth quarter alongside Paul Yeager, Coach Kevin Bowman, Sean Kinney, our fantastic crew with Iowa PBS. Buckle up, a fun 12 minutes. Just a field goal in the third quarter. Hagelheimer, a couple of field goals. He's connected from 39 and 29 yards.
You can't beat the ambiance of the Unidome. It's just such a special place, and I believe the high school playoffs have been here since this opened in 1976. And for me, as a coach, I don't know if I've ever missed a year coming out here and just sitting here and watching it. I know it draws like over 50,000 fans, so what a great thing for Cedar Falls also.
Big play to start this fourth quarter. Third down and 2. Wallace in motion. He'll be the decoy. Keeping it is Kyle Tracy, and he has the edge. Tracy will finish the run. How about that? Looked like he was going to step out of bounds, and the senior quarterback had a little fight in him.
He sure did. And as a coach, you're yelling, get out of bounds, and as quick as you can. And the worst part about it was that he had the football in the wrong hand, and he almost fumbled the ball inbound. So take what they give you.
I always feel bad for the defender because they're in a no-win situation, because you can't come at him like a tomahawk missile there like you want to, because you think he's going to step out of bounds. So first down at the 36-yard line. And we have a timeout taken by Iowa City Regina.
Timeout, Regina.
So they are forced to use their second timeout. They have one remaining. Stay connected with Iowa PBS Sports no matter where you're watching from. Join the conversation. Follow us on Facebook and X and use hashtag Iowa PBS Sports to enjoy the championships with other fans. Dustin Ellsbury and Iowa City Regina. Big into the weight room. He's the head strength coach, physical education teacher at the Catholic school. He has an extensive background as an athletic trainer. Goes back to his co-college days as an assistant, was an intern in Iowa's strength program, and he told us about a real special moment. His father was with him on the sidelines at the Dome last week. His father, a longtime coach, never had the opportunity to be a part of a state game, so that was a special moment for Dustin and his father, one that both will remember for a very long time.
Oh, the father-son combination, and when your son goes into the same profession that you did, and typically the coach's sons are at practices at such a young age and just follow it and grow in love with it.
Kyle Tracy with time. He zips it. Wallace is there. Wallace to the 10, 5, touchdown. "36 yards.
I'm not sure if you're going to see this, but number 10, Zachary Pohl, just does an excellent job with a block downfield and to free him. Well, it's 13. It's all right. I got the wrong number there, but what a great block in that scenario. Well done. Perfect play. Good pitch and catch.
Tate Wallace, one of the top players in the state, finds the end zone. 36 yards. Wallace with his 10th touchdown catch of the season. It's a football legacy when you look at the Wallace family. His father, Ed, played football at Simpson. Ed introduced him to the sport. His older brother, Jack, was actually a standout at Iowa City West, and right now he's part of the St. Thomas squad getting ready for the playoffs. And Tate, only a junior, and we talked about it after the win last week. He hopped on the plane. Tennessee, one of many schools trying to court him right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to find himself in a very good situation, recruited heavily, and this is the great thing about Regina. Quick strike, big plays, and they're going to continue to do that. Will they become conservative at this point? I hope not. There's still 11 minutes left, and you need to stay with that foot on the gas pedal.
Well, you go back to Tate Wallace and you look at him and you talk to the coaches for Regina. 6'3", 235 pounds, yet he's the ultimate team player. He's so versatile. I mean, it's a perfect blend of power, size, speed, and they can use him in so many creative ways, both offensively and defensively.
And they are very diverse offensively. They're showing all kinds of different formations and aligning people. They're going to get some matchups that they really like.
Well, they throw it back. DeYoung to Kramer, and he has a wall of blockers. River Kramer with a cut, keeps his balance. Kramer is going to take this to the house. 90 yards. How about that?
That would be River Kramer's second kick return for a touchdown this year. He's averaging 62 yards per kick return. He's a guy that I wouldn't want to kick to. It's all set up now as he goes down the left sideline. He's going to have to make a cutback here, gets a good block, and then turns on the gas, and away he goes. River Kramer. It makes things interesting all of a sudden. we have ourselves a ball game.
Injury timeout right now on the return. It's one of the Wildcats who was down, needing some assistance to get to the sideline. That's Cody Snyders, who was shaken up as we try to take another look to see what happened to Snyders downfield blocking. He just kind of got rolled up, didn't he?
Yeah, River Kramer officially has a 93-yard return for that touchdown.
Kirk the lead on for the point after for West Lyon. To make this a 7-point game. You know, we talked a little bit about it last week. You get to this part of the game, this phase of the season, the margin of error is razor thin, so oftentimes what decides it? Special teams.
Oh, yeah, such a momentum swing in a scenario like this, especially for West Lyon. They're coming back. Now they have all the confidence in the world, but they're going to have a defensive stop. So what adjustments do you need to make? Because Regina has been able to move the ball. So you're asking yourself, what are we going to have to do defensively for 3 downs to get the ball back?
It's nothing new for West Lyon. Jay Roseboom has a number of tricks up his sleeve. You don't coach for 3+ decades, have a stadium named after you already without having success in all 3 facets of the game, and special teams has been an area they've always excelled. That's the 6th kickoff return for a touchdown this year for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and as Coach Roseboom would say when we were in our interview with him, you know, sometimes you got to scratch where it itches, which sounds a lot like Coach Hayden Fry back in the day. But I love how honest he is and realistic and pretty sound in just the fact that this is what we do. You know, he told us you have to get back to work. No matter how well you do, the next day you get back to work, and that theme resonates with his team.
On the return, they fake the handoff and they take it up to the 30-yard line where Regina will come out. As you may have heard, Congress cut $3.5 million in federal funding to Iowa PBS. This is the largest one-time cut in our 55-year history, affecting 18% of the budget. These funds help maintain our statewide network, delivering trusted local programs to every corner of Iowa. Despite the challenge, we're committed to our mission to educate, inform, enrich, and inspire. Thank you for watching today and supporting public media. Please consider a gift to Friends of Iowa PBS today by scanning the QR code or calling the phone number on your screen. Regina will go back to work. Change of direction from Kyle Tracy. He is lassoed down at the 32-yard line by Shoney.
Yeah, once again, you see Regina running to the left side opposite of Ben Meyer, trying to force someone else to make a play. Obviously, Ben Meyer's just been all over the field for them. So West Lyon has got to figure out a way, maybe put Ben Meyer in the middle of the field and see what he can do at nose.
Tracy has initial time. Now the pocket collapsing. Meyer in pursuit, throwing on the run, and it's a sliding catch for Wallace in plus territory. And a first down, a gain of 21.
Tate Wall shows his athletic ability on that play as he goes down to get that. He's able to tuck that back up underneath his shoulder pads. And what a tough throw for Kyle Tracy as he's sprinting to his right. He has to square his shoulders up as he's making a jump pass. Incredible throw.
Kyle Tracy continues to impress this afternoon. We knew he was one of the best, but he has certainly lived up to it, as has Savion Miller, but he cannot sidewind his way out of the low tackle from River Kramer, who latched onto an ankle.
Oh, he's a scat back. And Savion Miller doing all kinds of jump cuts right there, eluding the defense, and he's just hard to catch. And if you grab his ankle, he's going to pull away from that also.
Miller today, 12 carries for 84 yards. Keep in mind, 52 of those came on one burst earlier this half. 2nd down and 7. Here they come. Look at the poise by Tracy. He will take off. Finally caught from behind, but not before he takes it to the 28. 15 more yards. There is nothing that can rattle Kyle Tracy.
And he's doing an excellent job of running with the ball, too. You'll see him drop back, take this 2-3 steps. Doesn't like what he sees with his receiver in the route, and away he goes. Phenomenal. Just what a great leader. He's just tearing up. When you throw over 2,000 yards on the season and you can still be a running quarterback, what a great combination.
Slager and Cook, twin set to the right. They bunch up Wallace along with Grieve to the left. They run to the boundary side. They stick with the hot hand Tracy, who's carrying the load on this drive. Tracy up ahead to the 22, Hildring the stop.
That's his 14th carry for 55 yards, and majority of those rushes have been to the left side. They're finding something they really like in that matchup.
The clock becomes Regina's ally as we approach 8 minutes to go. Drive that started all the way back at their own 30, and they have marched it to the West Lyon 23. Using all of the play clock. They will hand it off. This is Miller, and Miller lost the football. West Lyon trying to gather control before it went out of bounds, and they did. The Wildcats get the takeaway. Stripped by Metzger and controlled before it hot skipped out of bounds.
And you're going to see the hole open up to his right, and Savion Miller cuts back to the left. He has someone that's tackling him low, and then the ball is stripped out by Metzger, and away they go. Oh, he was close to stepping out of bounds, and the fans recognize that also.
It was River Kramer who was able to catch the bouncing ball, and yeah, that was real close, straddling the sideline. First turnover of the night either way. New life, they swing it out. Kramer looks, nothing there. Changes course, has a block. Kramer to the 30, has the corner. Finally thrown out of bounds. River Kramer, it's his time to shine.
The River runs through it right now. River Kramer doing a lot of everything. And Coach Roseboom said this kid is special, and he will make big plays in those scenarios, and that is just a great example of that.
Edwin Gangba might have saved a touchdown right there. First down, they fake the jet sweep, and a flag is thrown. Looked like two guys moving at the same time.
False start. Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, let's see if West Lyon can overcome that. Once again, you got momentum going, and then you make a silly mistake, a pre-snap penalty that sets you back 5 yards.
Again, coming into this game, West Lyon, one of the least penalized teams in Class 1A in the state of Iowa. They have had 5 penalties in this second half. From the 39-yard line now, first down. Hildring, who has been quiet, is tripped up by Luke Hamilton.
Hamilton coming in from his linebacker spot, just pinching down a linebacker, and he's just a sure tackler, a junior at 5'10" and 175 pounds. He has over 45 tackles so far this season.
Second down, deep drop. DeYoung eyes downfield, opening up at the last second. And a first down catch. Great job keeping the eyes downfield, buying his receiver time to come back to the ball.
You're going to see him just drag all the way across the field. He's able to get one foot down and maybe get another yard or two by turning the corner. excellent throw by DeYoung.
Mason McCarty with that last catch. Takes it to the 41. Now Hildring with a hole opening up between the guard and center. He springs ahead to the 35.
And you got to imagine what Hildring's body's like. He's had over 150 carries on the season. He's rushed for almost 1,500 yards. It's a lot of wear and tear. But for the closing 6 minutes of the season, he's going to give it everything he has.
It's been quite a career. Now they will run the reverse pass. Kramer's run for one. Now he's going to try to throw for one. And he has his man. First and goal, West Lyon. Jared Selesky on a perfectly thrown ball by Kramer. And Kramer paid the price just as he launched it.
Yeah, this is going to be a reverse, and then they end up throwing it out of it. And Kramer just takes a big hit. And Zaleski comes down with the ball, and they are inside the 10-yard line. Things are looking good for West Lyon.
Kramer has been a one-man wrecking machine in this second half. The kick return, the key pass catch, the run a few moments ago, and now he throws one downfield for 33 yards. West Lyon looking for the equalizer. Full house backfield. Hildring diving ahead, denied.
And I really thought, Sean, at this point we would see a little bit more of West Lyon in this power eye of full house and just trying to push the line of scrimmage and establish that they can get a yard at any time or any place, especially in this situation.
Hildring has rushed for 23 touchdowns this year. Will he be able to find another one? They go instead to the fullback, and he plunges in. Touchdown, West Lyon. Jacob Snyders. And we're a point away from starting over today in the Unidome.
Jacob Snyder comes over from the linebacker spot to say, I can play a little bit of offense too. Just give me the rock. And you have to love the mentality of linebackers, because you know they'll do whatever it takes to get in the end zone.
The all-important point after to make this a tie game, and it's perfect. 7 plays, 75 yards, a little more than 2 minutes off the clock. Relive this championship excitement. Share these moments with your family, friends, and neighbors. Visit iowapbs.org for archives of championship games anytime.
River Kramer, I hope he's okay. I want to see more of him in the remaining time that we have in this game. He's just a tremendous athlete. Imagine that as a sophomore. He has so much more to come. Let's hope he's healthy enough to get back in.
This has been such a dramatic game of runs. You saw this game start up all West Lyon, only to see 27 straight delivered by Regina, and now it's the Wildcats from Northwest Iowa responding with 14 straight of their own. The yardage pretty much even, the statistical categories even both ways. 362 for West Lyon, 332 for the Regals. Short kick. This will be taken by one of the upbacks. And Iowa City Regina, with 5:19 to go in this fourth quarter, will have the ball at their 35-yard line, tied at 27.
Sean, I heard from the West Lyon coaching staff that all of them are West Lyon graduates, which is kind of an interesting scenario. One of the other distinguished alums is Andy Kleeman, who's the head coach of the Nevada Cubs, who's going to be in the 3A title game as the head coach. And don't forget about LeVar Woods, the University of Iowa assistant coach, is a West Lyon graduate.
First down, they swing it out. Miller with his 7th catch today, and look who's back out there. Number 3, River Kramer. Can't keep him off the field.
Wow, River is just doing everything that the team needs to have done. What a game. He looks exhausted. There's no doubt about that, but you want to know it, you're going to have all kinds of time to rest after tonight, River.
9 tackles to go along with the boatload of offense that he has put forth, not to mention the special teams plays. He's hardly left the field. Second and 13, design draw, nuh-uh. That goes nowhere. Knobloch knifing his way in.
The fullback misses his block, but there's too many guys around there for West Lyon. You can't assume that you're going to just chip someone, but they have 3 or 4 defenders that just made great penetration.
Third down and a mile. Here they come. Miller on a screen has 3 blockers, but a good job just flowing downfield like you're taught on the screenplay, knowing you have yards to give.
And the part of the screen game that's really an issue for Regina is that they're getting so much pressure. It is setting up, but West Lyon has defended it so well that they need to maybe sprint to one side and screen back to the other side, or run some bubbles or a jailbreak or something like that, try to get it more to the outside.
Jackson, DeYoung, and Kramer, the 2 return men deep. 4th down and 7, low snap. Good job digging it out. They're going to angle it over toward DeYoung, who singles for a fair catch at the 27. 34 yards on the punt. And here we go. West Lyon with the football, a little more than 3 minutes to go. This is I think, Coach, perfect example. Oftentimes you see teams get cute with trick plays, but you look at what Roseboom has dialed up in the second half. It has been the gadget type play, starting with the kick return to the reverse pass, that really lit a spark with the Wildcats.
Yeah, and one of the things is, Sean, in this scenario, you want to take care of the ball, number 1, maybe ground out a first down, and then really get after it, because you want to take the clock down.
A lot of misdirection there, and in the end, a gaping hole opens up. Evan Hildring bursting over the left side. All the eyes were on the jet sweep to River Kramer, and you can't blame Regina for what he's done in this second half.
No, and Hildring is doing a really good job of running through that gap, which was created by an offensive line that I think once you get to the scenario, go behind the big boys, let them lead you into the promised land of the end zone.
15 yards for Hildring. First down from the 42. Keeping it is DeYoung. And a good push behind Micah Van Beek, the former center who slid over to right guard, and Brian Cook, the 4-year starter at right tackle.
So you've already moved the chains once, and here you are, 2nd and 5, and you're almost at midfield. Maybe you start to go to a sugar huddle or something a little bit quicker, because you obviously want to get down inside the 20 with some time to punch it in and not have to rely on a kicking situation, which West Lyon has not had success with.
Timeout, West Lyon.
Roseboom is going to burn his first timeout. Keep in mind, Regina used a couple of timeouts in the 3rd quarter. Such a great tradition for West Lyon. It all starts in the younger years like it normally does. They have an elementary camp right before the high school camp each summer. It's basically volunteers and all the current JV and football players helping the youngsters around the community with some football skills. They have Flag Football League, which is 3rd grade through 6th grade. And I thought it was interesting talking to Jay Roseboom. He says he prefers the kids stay away from the padded league until they get into middle school. He's a big proponent of flag football through 6th grade.
And that's a great philosophy to have. So often you see kids who start playing tackle football at a young age have a bad experience. Maybe it's just one play where they get lit up and then all of a sudden it's a bad taste in their mouth and they don't want to return. Flag football is just, it's gotten so big, and we're talking about the Olympics now and NFL players wanting to play it. I think it's a great thing, and if going back to my days as a head coach, I always pushed our kids to wait until 7th grade when we started it at the middle school.
Trying to add another chapter in one of the most storied legacies in high school football in our state. Evan Hildring chopped down shy of the first down. He crosses into Regina territory, and now a little bit of tempo from the Wildcats. 1 of 9 today on 3rd downs. From the 49, Hildring first down and then some, bursting over a hole.
The clock will stop momentarily until they set the chains. And once they get the chain set, the white hat will blow it, and away they go.
Fresh bodies coming in along the Regina sideline. Couple of new defensive tackles into the game. They go back to Hildring. That's how they started this drive, with the fake jet sweep, and it's almost like a counter type action with the running back cutting back over to the left side.
Sugar huddle once again. You got to find number 3 if you're Regina. Where is River Kramer at?
Throwing on the run, and this is DeYoung, the younger brother, with a catch, and he goes into a slide at the 24. 17 yards, Easton to Jackson.
Oh, and plenty of time, too. You're sitting here with a minute 4 left, and the clock stopped because of the first down. You still have timeouts left in your hip pocket. Things are falling in line for West Lyon.
They have a couple of timeouts. Keeping it is DeYoung, runs into his own blocker, ran smack dab into the back of Micah Van Beek. Again, this is interesting. We're inside a minute. They don't really utilize a kicking game. They have not attempted a single field goal this year. So it's 6-0 if you're West Lyon. Now, they have been perfect on PATs, but no field goal attempts. Easton DeYoung on the move, and the pass is caught. Simultaneously there, making the catch was Ben Meyer, and then he was hit by Cook. But that will stop the clock as they move the chains. They still have 2 timeouts, 22 seconds. Clock resumes. West Lyon keeps it rolling. They do not use a timeout. Now they will. I was waiting.
They wasted 9 seconds not getting that timeout right away. And, maybe that comes back to haunt them. Who knows? But you're sitting in the situation where you have to sprint out. You're going to tell your ball carriers, get out of bounds. You still have 1 timeout left, but you want to be able to save that. Have that in your hip pocket for your final play if needed.
You see the back of the shirt there for Jay Roseboom. Nobody cares. And that is referring to all of the state titles that they have won in the past, including last year in 2A. He says, sure, we will always remember it, but everybody across the state, especially our opponents, they just don't care. The mentality they take each and every year coming into a new season.
And going into a loaded Class 1A with 3 defending champions in 1A this year with Grundy Center, Tri-Center, and then West Lyon, a 2A state champion last year, coming down to Class 1A. Just great competition.
Important to note, during that last timeout, they have added 3 additional seconds onto the clock. So 15 seconds. Everybody coming to their feet inside the Unidome. Dustin Ellsbury into the state finals for the first time in his young coaching career. Jay Roseboom on the opposite side, 3+ decades, some 330 wins later. And it comes down to 15 seconds. They hand it off, and nothing there. Wallace that time caught up with Kramer. Huge loss. Back to the 19. And West Lyon will use their final timeout.
It's their final charge of the half.
Running the jet sweep across here, and nothing happening as Regina's Tate Wallace has good penetration and gets a little help here too. Well played.
Oftentimes, it's the stars that show up when you need them the most, and Tate Wallace has showed up in this second half.
So, Sean, you're in the scenario right now. You haven't kicked a field goal all year. If you line up for it, it's a 36-yarder. You have to make a decision. Do you have confidence in your kid to kick this, or are you going to try and chuck one into the corner of the end zone and win the game?
Lots of discussion along the West Lyon sideline. Tied at 27, and what has been a game of runs this afternoon. And they will send out the offensive unit. Well, no, they're going to send out the kicker, Greeley Kirkley. The youngster with a chance to be the hero. Their first field goal attempt all season, and it comes down to this for a state championship. And a timeout will be taken by Regina to try to ice the young kicker.
It's their final charge timeout of the half.
You have to use it. It's no good after this. So well decided, and the youngster's going to have to think about this for another minute. We'll see what kind of composure he has in a big moment.
36 yards with this field goal attempt, and you just do a little bit of math. He's been the kicker on PATs, which if you're unfamiliar with football, it's a 20-yard field goal in essence. When you kick a point after try, he's kicked a ton of those this year with this offense. 55 of 69 on those PATs, and now you ask the young sophomore to toe it up and try to win a state title for West Lyon.
And this is when you really coached them up in that huddle. You just say, hey, we believe in you. We know you're going to do it. You're going to have a ride off the field if you make this.
36 yards for a state championship, and it never got enough air. It is blocked, and we are heading to OT. Overtime from Cedar Falls between two blue bloods in the state of Iowa.
Please put 3 minutes on the clock.
Injury right now for West Lyon following the block, so medical attention on Jacob Snyders, who has a touchdown run in this game. And coach, for these two teams, you move forward and you get ready for overtime. Let's go back to the block.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who got that, but it looked like Zerl. Tate Wallace got through. He had some good penetration and had his hand up. I'm not sure if he's the one who blocked it or not. The snap was fairly decent. The hold was good. He just didn't get the bottom of the ball. All right, so overtime rules in high school is very interesting. The biggest thing, if you win the coin toss, you want to defer. You want the football second because you're going to start from the 10-yard line, and you have 4 downs, assuming there's not a penalty in this scenario. And if you see some teams that may go backwards and will kick a field goal, but it's the advantage of the second team to be able to understand what they need to do. And then they flip-flop it then if there's a second overtime. This is when you really start to think, okay, I've got 4 plays that I really like. And then you have those charted, and you're going through them with your quarterback, and defensively you're saying, hey, here's what we need to do. This is what they tend to do. And, man, you just got to rally the kids, get them going.
Let's check in with Paul before we head to OT.
You know how the words go, Sean, when someone says, you know, we haven't had an OT game until you get to an OT game. I'm standing in the end zone on the south end, and I've been able to watch both of these teams' fans just go berserk at different moments. A lot of tension. There was some prayers on the Regina side, and I know there were prayers on the West Lyon side right there for that kick. But huge spot. We've kind of been looking at there's been some big plays down at this end, and it's been extremely exciting to see, because you're looking around going, hey, this is a state championship. You guys have mentioned it. This is something you'll remember forever. Now you're going to say, I did it in overtime.
Yeah, you're certainly right on that. And to be able to capture the energy and feel the passion. It is high school football in Iowa. The fan base, you see Friday night stadiums across the state throughout the course of the regular season for moments like this.
I like the fact that it's free football, Sean. That's the most exciting part, is these fans have paid whatever they have to get in, and now they're getting additional football at no cost. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't go to the concession stand. Stay in your seat. Something is going to happen, and it will be exciting.
A mandatory 3 minutes is always put on to the clock following the end of regulation, so that's why we have a little break. And now the officiating crew will slowly bring the captains together at midfield. Second time that the captains will gather, just like what we witnessed at the start of a football game. And as Coach Bowman precisely described,
all right, guys, here's how
the coin flip.
works.
Let's listen in.
You guys are going to get the option to call heads or tails. What you'll choose is offense, defense, or end of the field. Once a side of the field has been established, it'll stay there. If the defense gains possession of the ball is dead at spot. You get 1 timeout, okay? You guys are away. What would you like? Heads or tails? Tails. Tails. It's tails.
We want to play defense first.
You want defense? What end of the ball? What end do you want? No. Okay. Turn your back here. You guys here? West Lyon will be on offense. First down.
Kyle Tracy with the call of tails, and the coin ends up tails. A Regina team that touches a poker chip before taking the field, symbolizing everybody is all in, a tradition that they borrowed from one of their guest speakers that they bring in throughout the course of the season in Dave Drawn. So the Regals to play defense to begin overtime.
Yeah, that reminds me of the old Frosty Westering story. The guy was a coach out on the west side, and he would always say for the coin toss, he wouldn't pick head or tails. He says, I want the edge. And that was his theme. Every time he said, kids, hey, we don't want head or tails, we want the edge. So pick that, and we'll see which team has the edge. But this has just been an even matchup. I mean, both teams are almost identical statistically, and 2 great teams that have been able to build momentum, and then all of a sudden they lose it, and then they get it back. Exciting.
Look at the numbers today. DeYoung 10 of 16 for 140 yards. Hildring has crossed over the century mark. 25 carries for 102. Expect a steady dose of number 15, and he will get the call, and he will waltz his way to 6. That didn't take long. Touchdown, West Lyon.
Yeah, Evan Hildring doing what he's been doing all year, man. In the clutch, here he comes. Give him the rock, foul that big offensive line, square those shoulders up, and away he goes, pay dirt.
How about the block by Carter Metzger, pulling around and opening up the hole. Great job at number 60, and now the point after is up, and it is through. Second rushing touchdown today for Hildring, and West Lyon delivers the first blow to the chin in overtime, and let's see what Regina has for a counter.
Well, the good news is, Regina, you know what you need to do. You have 4 downs to do it, and how that changes when you manage the game and call the game, knowing that you have the 4 downs to get the touchdown. And then the big question is, if you do score, are you going for the tie or will you go for the win?
Yes. Yeah, the drama just layers itself on top of different trends in the course of a game and decisions made by coaches. A little bit of history at the Unidome, and the fact that in the rich, long history of Iowa high school football, this is the first time a 1A state title game has went to overtime. Kyle Tracy will start. Out of the pistol look, Savion Miller behind him. They go bunch to the right. Drew Grieve, the receiver, left. Reverse pivot. Tracy will cut. Spots a little bit of space. Tracy digging hard, and he is down at the 1. Kyle Tracy. Tough-nosed football player, and it will be 2nd and goal.
Kyle Tracy with a determined run. He's going to his left. He has the opportunity to throw the ball, squares his shoulders up, plants that foot all the way down the 1-yard line. 1-inch line.
Diamond shape in the backfield. It's Tracy trying to finish what he started. No word yet. Officials coming down the goal line, and he is short. 3rd and goal. Holy smokes.
Well, give Tracy some credit. This is a high snap that almost gets over his head. He's able to field it and still get back to the line of scrimmage. This could have been a disaster.
3rd and goal. Back to it. Tracy tried to get airborne. He got caught in midair. Could this be the goal line stand of the ages for West Lyon?
Wow, West Lyon just determined. Now, I'm guessing that if I'm Regina, I'm taking a timeout, and I'm going to set myself up here. There's no need to hurry. You have a timeout during the overtime. And then the other scenario would be is if they come out and you're for West Lyon, you can say, okay, this is a formation they're showing us. Let's use our timeout.
And they will do just that. I know I'm old school, but I am such a fan of going under center on these short situations.
Oh, I'm agreeing with you, Sean. It's hard to do that with pistol. And like I said, they almost botched one of the snaps going back, and the craziness that would go with that. But get under center. Your linemen have to reduce their splits to basically nothing. And then remember, you can push the pile, you just can't push the ball carrier.
Correct. Let's give some credit to Jarence Knobloch and Evan Hildring, who they slid inside on those last 2 plays. Knobloch really plugging the A-gap and preventing any type of movement. It's all about leverage in this situation. O-line, D-line, who's more explosive off the whistle. And it comes down to this, 4th down and goal. Regina needing to get into the end zone, and then a point after, 2-point conversion. We'll wait and see.
And we've seen Regina go to their left quite a bit in the second half here. Let's see if they're going to do the same thing.
Look at this. They put Wallace in the backfield, and he is going to go Wildcat as they stretch Tracy out wide. And it's a high snap over the head of Wallace. West Lyon, your state champions.
congratulations to West Lyon. What a goal line stand for them. One for the ages, where Regina ends up 2nd and 1, and they make the biggest stand of the season, state champions.
An unbelievable finish to this football game between two heavyweights in Class 1A. 3 cracks at it, and on 4th and goal, Tate Wallace never got a chance.
Never got a chance, and you see how they lined up defensively. The Wildcats were in the gaps. The center was probably feeling the pressure because of the last 2 times he was not able to get much of a movement going across the line where they were going backwards. And you know, a good nose tackle, 2 good defensive tackles, getting that penetration, weighs heavily on the center in his snap.
(34-27) your final score, and Dustin Ellsbury, in his 2nd year as head coach at Iowa City Regina, has brought the school its 9th state title. They had the dominant run of 6 straight from 2010 through 2015 with Marv Cook, and now in year 2 for Coach Ellsbury. Tough break for Iowa City Regina as they come up just short tonight.
What do you think? Lucky camouflage shorts? Is that the key to this?
West Lyon. He might be getting another pair of camouflage shorts when you look at Jay Roseboom. He might be getting multiple Christmas presents next month. Well, you feel for Ellsbury, so close to the 9th state title in program history, and both these teams certainly left it on the field. Not an ounce of energy left on both sides, and the respect between these two programs. And the run that West Lyon has had, yes, another football title, but they were the runner-up in 2A basketball this year, state baseball, state track. They had a number of competitors, and legend continues to grow for Jay Roseboom in year number 34. 3+ decades. Took over the job in 1992, and you mentioned it. He started his career, coached 1 year at Central Lyon before taking over the West Lyon program, and hugs all the way around.
With 4 runner-up in his tenure also, so that's just an incredible career. And you know, a lot of the times you don't hear a lot about what's going on in Northwest Iowa, because typically there's not the big cities that give them the airtime. But if you are a fan of high school football, you know about West Lyon and what a tradition they have. And congratulations once again to the Wildcats.
It is the program's 7th all-time title, which now moves them into a tie for 5th place all-time with Bettendorf. And the way they did it tonight, they were down 27-13. They rally and they win in overtime, and in just a few moments, the presentation of the hardware as we get ready to swing it down to the field and listen in to our trophy presentation.
Because of the supported title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau. Presenting today's runner-up and championship trophies are members of the IHSAA staff and Board of Control. Your state runner-up finishes the 2025 season with a record of 12-1 in 22 playoff appearances. Please help us congratulate the student athletes, coaches, and supporters from Iowa City, Regina. It happened back in 98 and 99, and it's happening again. Back-to-back state championships. for West Lyon. With a record of 13-0, 36 playoff appearances, 7 total championships. Congratulations to winning coach Jay Rosenboom and your West Lyon Wildcats.
They conquered 2A a year ago, and now they conquer Class 1A. Back-to-back state titles for a program that has ventured into the playoffs a whopping 46 times.
Yeah. What Coach has said, you get back to work. You get back to work. I'm sure he's going to enjoy this tonight, but I'm guessing tomorrow morning the first thing he's going to say to the juniors is, hey, it's time to get back to work.
Evan Hildring carrying the trophy, and he really came up big in the second half. The workhorse, 26 rushes today for Hildring for 112 yards. Couple of touchdowns today as we check in with Paul, and he's with a happy bunch of Wildcats.
River, tell me, which play meant the most to you?
The next play.
The one, walk me through the return.
The kick return?
Yeah.
We've been working on it since 2 days ago. My dad put it in, and we were saving it for the right moment. Just happened to work out perfectly.
Tell me about this group. I mean, they call you a ball of dynamite. You kind of went boom. What's this state championship mean to West Lyon?
Great. You know, I mean, I love all these guys. Seniors have been amazing. Yeah.
All right, thank you, River. Coach, we're going to get Coach now. I told him he had to do the TV interview. Coach, injuries, you're down. This team, tell me about the resilience in the fourth quarter.
I tell you what, these guys have so much class. They have so much guts and resiliency. I'm just so proud of their effort and how they hung together as a team, because it was a true team victory.
This was cardiac kids. Would you call them that?
Absolutely. Cardiac kids all the way.
All right, tell me about just great play from quarterback. River was his, like you said, ball of dynamite.
He was a ball of dynamite. He just made great plays, and it took every play to win this game.
You've coached a couple of years. Put this win into perspective for me.
It's right up there at the top.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank
you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
All right, let's go back upstairs.
Thank you very much, Paul. And you listen to young sophomore River Kramer. He's talking like a senior. What's the biggest play? Well, it's the next one. I think he's heard that a time or two.
Oh, he's well coached. I think Rosenboom said, this is the way you're going to answer when you get interviewed, boys. I'm going to prep you through this.
State champion from West Lyon in overtime today. Congratulations to Northwest Iowa and the Wildcats.
Funding provided by
Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are committed to building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.